Hello, everybody. This is Card Guy Chris Ellis.
Well, Collectible Chris,
We're here to talk about the All Star Voting.
All Star Voting has now been open, so y'all get to vote on your either y'all's favorite players to be an All Star for this year, or if you're like us, we're looking at statistics and we're voting for the best players to be on the field. So we'll go. You just want to do AL then NL?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay, so we're gonna go by how it actually shows on the MLB voting website. The only ones that they don't actually look at are pitchers and closers. So we're gonna talk about which ones we will want to actually see at the All Star game due to their record ERA statistics. So start us off with first baseman for the American League. Both me and Dad agree on this guy. He has had a tremendous year for the Orioles. We're going to talk about Mr. Ryan Mountcastle. Stellar transition from last year to this year, hitting with more power than he usually does. Really great production for what he's doing. Really cannot say anything bad about him.
No, I mean, Matt Castle's leading the number 2 team in the American League East, also the number 1 team in the wild card. They're tied with the third best record in baseball, right with the Cleveland Guardians. So yeah, I think Matt Castle has definitely his production's been up there. So, and he's doing very well with that team. So we guess second base will be next.
Second base, once again, both me and Dad agree. And Mr. Jose Altuve of the Houston Astros. Altuve been in the All Star game almost every single year since the start of his rookie year. But I mean, I usually doesn't hit for power, but it consistently hits more than 20 home runs per season already at 10 right now this year. Always hit for contact, really a good contact hitter. Is hitting the ball very well. A very slow start to the Astros team, but they picked it up in the past month.
Yep, they're only now 6 games back at first in their division. Ahead of them, of course, is Texas, and then, of course, who's ahead of them. So,
Third base.
Yeah. So yeah.
Third base, we both disagree on the person. I vote on Jordan Westburg of Baltimore. He's just been doing very well since his rookie year last year, and just being around the people that he is on that Orioles team, a big part in some of the clutch hits during the extra innings of the Baltimore Orioles games. Good clutch player, knows when to hit it, when to hit it. So Westburg is my third baseman for the American League.
Mine is Jose Ramirez. He's leading the all of baseball in RBIs. He's also hitting about 276.
Yeah.
So he's having a good year. Like I said, the Cleveland Guardians have the tied for the third best record in baseball. So hey, they're doing something good. So Jose definitely deserves a lot of credit for that team, especially with the pitching, the up and downs it's had, injuries and stuff like that. He's continued to do what he does best. So we're going to go down to the good old shortstops.
Shortstops, we both can agree with either one. I'm personally voting for Bobby Witt since he has the best batting average out of all the shortstops in the league. In the American League, 10 plus home runs, 30 plus RBIs. Really the key factor in the Royals organization. A great player to really build around, which they have done.
Yeah, I went with Gunnar Henderson, number 2 in home runs behind Aaron Judge. Just outstanding power. I mean, you can't go wrong with either him or Bobby Witt. So yeah, I'm gonna take Gunner because the next one's even is even a tougher vote. You could vote for here too at the catcher position. I think.
And my catcher, I'm gonna go with my boy Salvia as well from the Royals, Salvador Perez. Really a bounce back year, a good comeback year compared to his numbers from last year. His power was slacking last year due to injuries, but 10 plus home runs already, batting over a 260 batting average with a 30 plus RBI so far this season. Like I said, I've liked the guy since he started playing baseball. Really good character, really great energy. and overall great captain for that Royals team. So I had to give it to Salvador Perez.
Definitely on that comeback player of the year watch.
Yes.
Especially now that they're limiting his days at catcher, putting him at first, catching, DHing. So they're making it a little bit easier on him. I went with Adley Rutschman. Enough said on that one. I think probably after Salvi, probably the next best catcher in all of the American League, or maybe all of baseball. Switch hitter, can hit for power. We saw what he could do at the home run derby, switching plate appearances midway. So yeah, can't go wrong with either one. He could easily pick Salvi, but yeah, I think Adley's definitely there. Outfield, I think we agree on two, and then the third one we could agree that they deserve to be there. But
yeah. But outfielders, we both agree on both Juan Soto and Aaron Judge. Soto batting 317 with 15 home runs and 40 plus RBIs already with a high OPS and of course, as always, a high on base percentage because of the walks he takes. Honestly, one of the best transitions I've seen from a non-Yankee farm system guy to join into the Yankee organization since Mark Teixeira. So I've been thoroughly impressed with his production as a Yankee. Judge, 305 batting average, had a very slow start at the beginning of the season, but picked it up last month with 24 home runs and I think I read it right, 48 RBIs so far this season. So I can't go wrong with both the Yankees being part of that outfield. Our third ones, though, we both disagree. I went with Kyle Tucker with Houston. He was really the key catalyst in actually getting that Houston Astros bad to actually emerge again. The only thing he doesn't beat Jordan in is batting average. He's batting at 266, but he has more home runs and more RBIs than any other Astro on that team. So Kyle Tucker gets my vote as my third outfielder.
Yeah, my third out for Stephen Kwan, 370 batting average. Great outfielder, good, not much power, but the guy connects, makes contact. Definitely a good skilled hitter. So we're going with Kwan. I'm going with Kwan in that.
I can't disagree with that. So, our DH, we both agree on our Mississippi boy Brent Rooker being our DH from the A's. Just a stellar player that has really became like the guy for the A's when he was traded from Minnesota to join them. So just a key catalyst for that team. And if anyone else from that A's team deserves to be an all-star, it should be Brent Rooker.
Yep. Yeah. You want to talk about the pitchers real quick?
Yeah. So we both agree on at least one who is right now the forerunner for AL Rookie of the Year in Lewis Gill. Just having a phenomenal season. I had a bad time yesterday being thrown out of the game.
No, he wasn't thrown out of the game. He was taken out of the game.
Taken out of the game yesterday.
He didn't have a bad game. It was offense.
Yeah,
offense. It was a defensive game.
And like everyone else, they're all neck and neck in ERA, strikeouts, and everything. My five, including Gill, is Ben Lively for the Guardians, 7-2 with a low 2's ERA. Tariq Scoble of the Tigers, just a really good comeback year for him with rookie struggles. Seth Lugo for the Royals, best Royals pitcher right now in their rotation. And to finish it off, Tanner Hook with the Red Sox. Even though he's 6-5, he has a low ERA and knows how to strike out people. So those are my five.
You can go ahead and talk about your closer.
And for my closer, and his closer are tied in saves. But I'm still gonna stick with my Yankee guy, Clay Holmes. Always been just a relief pitcher, always a setup guy for other closers. But with him finally getting the closer position that he rightfully deserves. Just been outstanding, a 2.54 ERA with 21 saves. So,
yeah, I agree with Gill. Obviously, he's the American League Rookie of the Year front runner. Probably also might be the Cy Young front runner, the way he's been playing. Next to this guy, Corbin Burns for Baltimore. We already know how Baltimore's doing because of his pitching and how he can handle a pitching staff as a pitcher and Also, it makes it life easier because he can eat innings. Garrett Crochet from the White Sox, probably the only White Sox that will, if he's on the White Sox by the time the All Star game is, probably the only White Sox that might be making it, other than um, one other for bench. Flannery for the Tigers having to come back here. He's 3-2, but I mean, his ERA and the way he's been pitching is just magical. And then you got Jose Barrios, who's the bright spot right now for the Toronto Blue Jays. And then I went with Clase from the Guardians. Sorry, he he's just, every time he goes out there, he's just electric. So that's our American League. Not bad, I think.
Not bad at all for our American League voting. National League. We actually disagreed a little bit at the same time on these. So first base, I gotta give it with the guy with the higher batting average every time, especially since he deserves it every time. I'm going with Freddie Freeman for the Dodgers. There's nothing to say about Freeman. It's just the fact that he's just a veteran player that knows how to get the job done.
I'm going with Bryce Howard at first. A good transition from being in the outfield to first base has made it pretty much almost immaculate transition. Has 15 home runs. He's hitting for average, well, somewhat average. I mean, 270, 275. Of course, he's producing RBIs. So, yeah, it looks like that has been a good thing for him. Obviously, I can see Freeman also making it as on a starter, but let's go second base. I think we both agree on the second baseman.
At second base, from the Arizona Diamondbacks, Mr. Ketel Marte. Marte always hitting for average, but if he needs to hit a home run, he knows how to show that pop. Especially with Corbin Carroll having the struggles that he's had due to the injury earlier in the season. Ketel had to step up and do what he has to do. So Marte definitely deserves to be the second base all-star for the All-Star.
Yeah, I think he's one of the most underrated players in all of MLB for sure, between him and Jose Ramirez. Just what they do is just
yeah. I mean, Marte now has the most consecutive games with a hit in playoff history now, right?
So.
Because he got that this last postseason, because he didn't miss it. Every game he had at least had a hit.
Yeah,
and he still hasn't been hit. He still hasn't been owed yet. So third base, I have to go with a Rocky with the third base because of just watching him play. Since I don't know why, I just watch Rocky games while working. So Ryan McMahon has had a stellar season, and also another comeback player of the year candidate. Just re-emerged with his power. His batting average has increased up by .20 already. So, and with that Rockies lineup, he's in a good spot once again, the way he's supposed to be. So I'm going with McMahon at third.
Alec Braun, I'm going with at third base. He has only six home runs, but he has 51 RBIs.
Yeah.
So he has the most RBIs per home run hit. He's just ever since he had that thing with the fans, and the fans have come around and liked him, and he's just doing his thing. Good to see that he's doing well for them. Good third baseman. I think he's one heck of a player. Yeah, I think Ryan McMahon is also great too at defense.
Oh yeah,
he's good defensive player. Shortstops, I think we agree on that one.
Yeah, Mookie's Mookie, especially being when he was picked up by the Dodgers from the Red Sox. He just stepped in being in that Dodger uniform. He has not stopped. Just a tremendous defender and a guy that knows how to hit that ball. I mean, his strikeouts are always a little bit questionable, but his average always bounces off on that. So,
yep. Also, easy transition. Another stellar going from second to short. He played right field as a Gold Glover. Second baseman, he played well, and now he's playing at shortstop, and he's playing almost even better. In their catcher position, we agree on this guy's in the probably top five right now for the MVP for National League. Go ahead, CJ. This is one of your guys.
And a guy that the Braves shouldn't have let go, and I have said this since they let him go, Mr. William Contreras. William, you've been doing well as a Brewer since last year, but you just popped it off this year. 8 home runs, but catchers don't usually hit a lot of home runs anyway. But high 200s batting average, 287, 40 plus RBIs. I mean, really a key contributor to that Brewers lineup, along with the Yelich reemergence this year, which has helped the Brewers as well, being number one. But the fact that Contreras has just been the guy in tough situations, especially extra innings, William has clutched up.
Yeah, Williams is one of those next up-and-comer catchers. Definitely going to be one of the ones to watch. Okay, we can go ahead and go to our outfield.
And I just put Tatis as equal right there. So one guy we both agree with, and that's Fernando Tatis Jr. 287 batting average, 15 home runs, 36 RBIs. Getting back to his stride after the performance enhancement drugs last year. So him getting back into full swing and a full season. He hasn't missed a step. He's just been doing what he needs to do, and all he needs to do is stay healthy.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and go with your
the other two.
Yeah.
Another Dodger, I gotta go with Hernandez. Toscar Hernandez, multiple home runs.
Another than last night.
And 260s batting average, which is not terrible. It could be better, but has RBIs to go along with those home runs. Always a great guy. Did well for frickin' Toronto, and just him being a Dodger now is unheard of. And Tatis's teammate and other outfielder, Jurickson Profar, just Jurickson.
Yeah, just really Profar.
Profar. Having a great year. Just came out of nowhere with his power. Has always been a contact guy, but this year having 16?
Yeah.
16 home runs.
He can play anywhere.
Yeah. Basically, he can play anywhere in the whole field, but they have him as an outfielder and just killing it right now.
Yeah, the other two outfielders, other than Tatis, like my son said, I have Seiya Suzuki from the good old Cubs. Batting average has come up there. He's in the 270 range. RBIs, slight power, but a lot of batting averages this year are really bad. And then I voted for a guy that definitely deserves comeback player of the year notification for the National League, Christian Yelich. Looks like he's getting back to his old self, which would be scary for a lot of teams, especially how the Brewers are right now number one in the Central. So that was that. And then DH we agree on.
And honestly, let's just go ahead and say a forerunner for the MVP right now. I don't care if people say Betts. I think this guy deserves it more. DH for us is Atlanta Braves guy Marcell Ozuna. The quickest bat that has zoomed out power. I mean, Marcell has always had power, but not as much as he has had this year. Just been tremendous, especially losing Acuna, which hurt him and Michael Harris taking more of the basically taking all the scraps right now, but they're helping out the team, and Marcell just killing it ever since the beginning of the beginning of April. So he's killing it the way he's supposed to, and he's just being phenomenal.
Yeah, I can't say much negativity about Marcell. He's doing great, doing the producing. So hopefully the rest of the Braves can come around and start producing like they can. So we're going to go to our pitchers.
We agree with one. And Gavin Stone for the Dodgers, better ERA than most of the pitchers on that staff. You can go with Yamamoto if you wanted to, which is fine. And we both also have rookie pitchers, just from the same team, just a different pitcher. I said Paul Skeens, just due to the fact of what he's done since coming up with the majors. Still undefeated, and actually beat the Dodgers too. Struck out Ohtani twice from the game that I saw. to me, the number one forerunner and comeback player, Chris Sale, 7-2 with a 2.8 ERA. His last start got him a little bit, but that's fine. Has had the strikeouts to go along with it. Just a resurgence for him. Again, traded for Boston. I gotta go with my guy again. Having another killer year, Sonny Gray for St. Louis, 6-5 with a 3.13 ERA. Has the strikeouts and has a better walk-in strikeout ratio than he did when he was in Minnesota. And then I'm also going to actually go with the National for my fifth pitcher. I'm going with Trevor Williams. He's been a killer for the National organization. He's only 6-5 as well, but low ERA. I mean, the National League is just filled with pitchers that have a questionable win-loss record, but they have a great ERA, just not getting a lot of run production.
You go ahead and say your closer.
Oh, and my closer, I got to go with the St. Louis guy leading the NL in saves and Brad Helsley, 2.74 ERA, and I has helped St. Louis close out some tough games. St. Louis is not winning their division, but due to Helsley, they've held a lot of the wins because of him.
Yeah, I'm going with Ranger Suarez from the Phillies, having a great year, definitely with wins, topping wins. Zach Wheeler again from the Phillies, having a great year. I'm going with Jared Jones, the other rookie pitcher, even though he's 3-4, but still he's doing very good for the rookie and helping out that Pittsburgh Pirates team. Max Fried, who's been on fire recently since coming back. He's almost completely to the form he was. And then Gavin Stone, second year, doing well. Is doing really well, helping out the Dodgers, along with Yamamoto, which you could put on there. And then I put Iglesias for the Braves. He actually has 16 saves, and stuff. So he has a high ERA for a reliever at 2.22. I mean, depending on what you consider high for a reliever.
Josh Hader.
Yeah. So, but those are our picks right now. Well, we voted obviously but these are the people that we voted for and or would like to see at the All-Star game. So, yeah. You got anything left?
I'm good. Well, we thought about doing our continuation. What would it be? Part 4?
Yeah, part 4 will be next week.
Part 4 will be next week. Since the All-Star voting came out, we just want to make sure that we were gonna discuss it, and I hope everyone is in touch with the. Sorry.
You all right?
Oh yeah, he was just wondering how much they were. All right, there we go. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so because I'm pretty sure game 2 was last night.
Yeah, Boston won.
Boston did one. Okay, if y'all been keeping up with NBA, it is already NBA Finals time with the Dallas Mavericks versus the Boston Celtics, and Celtics are now up 2-0. First game they won 107-89, and the second game they won 105-98. Personally, I don't care who wins because there's guys that I want to win a championship. Dad knows why I want Boston to win it. I want one particular player to be a champion, and that's Mr. Al Horford. Best role player in the game to really play, to spin a hog, and he has been a Celtic. And there was one other team he was a part of. I just can't remember because he went back to being a Celtic. But Horford deserves a championship, and if Boston wins, I'll be happy for him. Dallas, I would love Dallas to win just so Luka can say he's a champion. And he's been killer this whole playoff run. Dallas versus Timberwolves was insane. Just due to the fact that the Mavericks did what they had to do in order to get to the finals. So, I just want Boston to win for Al. But I did say Boston win in 6. So that was my prediction.
No. Yeah, I mean, I think most people think Boston's going to win this, just because if the whole series is more their style than Dallas's style to Boston. So
I mean,
we'll find out though when the first game in Dallas.
Yeah, and
Usually the home crowd would get you a little hyped. So yeah, I mean that's going to be a good series. And you got Florida up on Edmonton in the NHL playoffs. So for the Stanley Cup. So, but you got anything else?
What, Panthers are up? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yep. You got anything else?
Nah, I'm good.
All right. This is Card Guy Chris Lowe's.
With Collectible Chris.
And we'll be talking to you about part 4 next week of our MLB Rushmore. Everybody, see ya.